Okay. Testing. Okay, I'm back. So I almost died there because I got so choked up. You can still hear my voice is a little like, I don't know why it does this. Like, why does it do this? I don't know. Anyway, so like, just just being handpicked like that and like seeing so many moments of that. Hmm. Okay, seeing so many moments of that, of like God handpicking each and every one of us was just amazing. And like, it was interesting the dynamics on this trip too, because it was mostly teenage girls, older gentlemen, the pastors, and the dads, and then or dads around my age, and then my kids. I was the only mom on this trip, which was so interesting. Um, and I don't typically feel like I'm as old as I am, or the fact that I have 5 kids, like some of that always feels surreal to me. And so, there were moments on this trip where I was able to talk about coaching and talk about mindset. And like there was one instance where someone was feeling really sick, but I noticed in that moment that they were focusing on it. And I know, as someone who has done hard, challenging physical things, that if you focus on it, you're going to feel it more. But the moment you can shift your focus onto something else, and something specifically that like really lights you up, like you're super passionate about, it's amazing how your brain stops thinking about whatever it is that you're physically struggling with in that moment. And so I was like, quick, tell me what's your most favorite thing in the whole wide world. And she told me it's cats. Cats. So we talked about cats, like all the things about cats. And then she was like, I don't feel sick anymore. And I was like, interesting, huh? Mindset is a powerful thing, and our bodies are capable of so much more than we think. And if we understand that what we think and what we choose to think can completely change everything for what we can physically do, we're unstoppable. And so it was just so crazy. Like, it was just those moments during this trip where I was just like, wow, like God totally handpicked each and every one of us for a specific reason on this trip. And I don't know what that necessarily was for everyone else, but I saw that for me and for my kids. There was one day where there were actually too many hands for the work. And so and it was this very small enclosed space. And so like there was a lot of standing around, like there were people who were working hard and like we would swap out and that kind of thing. But like for our kids that day, there really wasn't that much that they could do to work. And so there just happened to be a little boy there. That's probably like Bo's age, maybe Ruthie's age, I don't know. But Emma like and him like totally had a gas together. And it was so cute because neither one spoke the other's language, right? But they still played together, and it was just a beautiful moment of like seeing you know, seeing my daughter who loves children being able to lean into that gifting, and was specifically handpicked for that. So, and the other thing was we all struggled with gastrointestinal issues off and on at different degrees. Some people still here, like a week later, are struggling, or like just starting to feel better, I would say. And so, like, there were challenges along the way. I think we all lived off a Dramamine because of the curvy, crazy roads there. Eating different food. Like the food was amazing, but there was also like different food. And so just like getting through those challenges of, being grateful and eating, like, honestly, I don't have a challenge with that. I'm just like, just eat the dang food and say thank you, like, I don't care if you like it or don't like it, but that's just me. That's my style. Mind over matter, my friends. But it was stretching for my kids, sometimes that like they were trying new things that they were like, I don't know, but I truly believe that children take on the mindsets of the parents. And when we embrace things like that and then embody it and actually like are an example of it by doing it ourselves, like our kids are much more likely to do that as well. Don't cater to their needs. Sorry, parents, if I'm rubbing you the wrong way on that, but I think that outside of sensory issues, like a lot of kids being picky is dependent on parents catering to their needs, and thinking that they're picky, and then what's the word I'm looking for? And then like supporting that idea through choices and through the things that they're saying, versus we're on an adventure. We're going to roll with it, right? Like we may not like everything and we may be super uncomfortable, but we're going to keep rolling forward, right? Keep moving forward. That was like my quote during the whole trip was keep moving forward, like keep moving forward. And embrace the suck, which is what I learned from my husband about ruck marching, which we didn't do any ruck marching, but we did do a lot of walking, and a lot of working. And, there were different moments where I think we were all challenged differently, spiritually, physically, mentally, just all of it, and so we were able to work through those things. And then, just the dynamics of being with a bunch of people you don't know and like getting to know each other. And let me tell you, when everyone's having gastrointestinal issues, you get to know each other real fast. And I think I coined myself also as the poop queen. I was helping people poop left and right. And if you have poop issues, I am the girl to come to. I'll give you some good gut and go and send you on your way. And you are going to be having a great day and your poo is going to be great. So anyways, that was also my role, as I was able to help people to feel better during the trip. Not everyone. Some people, like I said, had more serious levels, but yeah, it was just funny. Talk about mindset things. Like we had a texting thread while there, and like everyone was getting stickers made of them and like nicknames and like quotes, and I wasn't. And it was just funny how there was some mindset stuff of my own where I was just like I feel like everyone's got their thing and whatever, and I don't. And then I was like, mindset coach, what are you doing? Like, you are focusing on the wrong thing right here, And so thankfully I was able to self-coach in that moment, and work through such a simple, silly thing, right? But it's those simple, silly things that can really get us and like knock us off our rocker. Yeah, it's just so funny. But overall, like it was just an amazing trip, and there were so many just different things to it. And I feel like, if we were sitting down having a conversation next week, I would probably tell you like other things that I didn't even mention today, because, it's funny when you go on a trip like that, like things like come back and like hit you, at different times, when you're reflecting. And, I'm not going to, I mean, I guess I would be lying if I didn't say that there was a moment where I was with Zach just earlier this week, or this last week, and I was like, I feel like we should sell everything, and for 6 months of the year we should be missionaries around the world or supporting missionaries, and then 6 months we'll do whatever and have normal life. But like I think to me, again, it goes back to that, like, what more could we be doing, and like what decisions do we need to make us a little more flexible and a little bit more generous, and like just all those things, like, is there more that we could be doing? Is there more that we're called to be doing? Are we allowing current decisions to hold us back from certain things that God could be using us in and wants to use us in? And just having that like ability to say, God, know me, know my heart, search me, send me, go read Craig Rochell's Dangerous Prayers if you haven't yet, and see what it does for you. Maybe he'll highlight a different sentence on the last page of that book for you than he did for me. But yeah, so that was our trip. And so if you guys donated to us, thank you. Thank you for letting God use you. And if you prayed for us, thank you again. We had a lot of challenges that I really feel like we overcame through all of that. And I just challenge you, if you haven't gone on a mission trip yourself, to do it. If you're considering taking your kids, do it. If you've already gone on them with your kids, think about how that is impacting your everyday life back at home now, and like what changes could you make, and just lean into the fact that as an adult, you can make a decision right now to completely change everything for your world, right? Like you're not stuck, and it just takes one decision paired with action to start the ball rolling, to change everything, to change the trajectory. And don't ever allow yourself to get caught into the thinking loop of I'm stuck, because you're not. Just step back. You get to do that. You get to step back out of that loop and ask the hard questions and challenge yourself and completely change directions if that's what God's calling you to. And if he calls you, he's going to provide along the way, okay? He's not going to call you and leave you high and dry. He's going to call you and he's going to provide. He's going to lead you in the way he wants you to go, and it's going to blow your mind at the end of the day, because his thinking is so much higher than ours. And I just don't understand, like this is where like that awe of God comes in, because like I don't understand how he orchestrates the things that he does, and that's a good thing. And I never will understand that, because